Hello, my name is Marissa Oler, and I am a math tutor with the Tutorial Assistance Network on campus. Today we will be going over how to solve a quadratic equation. We're going to do x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0. Now, when you're doing quadratic equations, you have to know the formula. This formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, if you notice, there is 3 variables that you have to fill in this formula. They come from over here. Your a comes from this first term, your b comes from the second, and your c comes from this third. Now, from this formula, you can find that your a equals 1, because that is the number in front of this term here. Your b equals 3, because that's the number. And your c equals negative 4, because of this right here. The next step from here is to go and plug all of these into your formula. So you're going to have x equals negative 3, because that's your b value here, plus or minus the square root of your negative 3 squared, because that's your b, minus 4 times 1, because that's your a, times negative 4, because of your c, all over 2 times 1, because that's your a again. From this point, all you're going to be doing is simplifying. X equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root. Negative 3 squared is 9, minus negative 4 times 1 times negative 4 is going to make it a positive 16. Because negative 4 times negative 4 is positive, times 1, so it's going to be negative 4 times negative 4, which is 16, times 1 gives you this number right here. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. This problem can be simplified even further. X equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 plus 16, which is 25, divided by 2. This square root of 25 can get simplified even further to x equals negative 3 plus or minus 5, because that's the square root of 25, divided by 2. Now, from this point, since this has a plus or minus sign, you could simplify that. So it looks like x equals negative 3 plus 5 divided by 2, and x equals negative 3 minus 5 divided by 2. Now, all you have to do is negative 3 plus 5, which is 2, divided by your 2, which will give you 1. And on this side, negative 3 minus 5 gives you a negative 8, divided by your 2 gives you a negative 4. From these two, you know that your x's are 1 and negative 4. And these right here are your answers. So what you did was you went and you found your a, your b, and your c values, which in this case were a 1, because x squared has a 1 in front of it. You found your b, which was a 3, because it was in front of your x, and your c, which is your last value, and it's negative 4. You plugged it into your quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And then you just simplified your problem down until you were able to find your x equals 1 and x equals negative 4.